Thank you for staying with us, everyone. The United States, under the administration of President Donald Trump, designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a label reserved for nations accused of severe violations of religious freedom. The decision drew both praise and criticism, sparking debate about governance, human rights, and ethnic relations within Africa's most populous nation. Tonight, we take a closer look at what this designation meant for Nigeria's image on the global stage and how it ties into the complex social and political realities at home. Joining me to discuss this is Mr. Oladimeji Bolayowa, President of Think Yoruba First, a movement advocating for the cultural and political interest of the Yoruba people. Mr. Bolayowa, thank you very much for joining us on Politics Tonight. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Ma. Nice
Thank you very much. Now, let's begin with context. I mean, when the Trump administration placed Nigeria on the list of countries of particular concern, what was your immediate reaction? Do you believe that that designation was justified at the time based on conditions in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Greetings to everyone all over the world where they're watching us. This is not the first time Nigeria has been designated under countries of particular concern as regards to religious freedom. We should not forget in 2021, it was Joe Biden that removed us from that particular list when the late President Muhammadu Buhari was the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we've been here before. So this is not the first time we've been here. So when I heard the news, I wasn't surprised because it's not the first time we're there. And as regards to what is happening within Nigeria, is Nigeria actually, do we have religious freedom in Nigeria? Is there religious tolerance in certain places in Nigeria? The answer is yes, there's religious intolerance in certain places in Nigeria.
You know, I wanted us to start off that way because that designation mainly focused on alleged violations of religious freedom. And just for you to expatiate on your last submission, how accurate is that characterization of Nigeria's situation? Do you think the religious dimension overshadows deeper issues such as ethnic marginalization, some say governance failure, or our security challenges?
Thank you very much. Actually, the issue that we have in Nigeria, it's not a religious issue. It's an ethnic issue. But for outsiders, people like President Donald Trump, it's been designated as religious. And I'm going to, if you permit me, I will try to give one or two explanations. Everything we're discussing has to do with identity. In the core north, Islamic identity is the political currency of the core north. And when you come to the middle belt, the Christian identity is the political currency. You come to places like Southwest, it is ethnic identity. So there is a kind of an identity clash. A president, a progressive, somebody we know that understands the complexity of Nigeria for the first time in Aso Rock. And we believe that as the capacity, the boldness in order to solve this issue. This is not the time for Nigeria to be trying to play the game of political correctness. This is not the time for Nigeria to try and downplay the killings. There are killings in Nigeria. In 2023, there's a particular organization that is called Open Doors, an organization that gives data as regards to the persecution of different religions across the world, especially Christians. In 2023, Nigeria accounted for the 82% of Christians killed globally. That is that is very, very dangerous. And
globally, so it is not peculiar to Nigeria.
No. What I said is 82% of Christians killed globally happened in Nigeria.
Okay.
That was the data. So this has been going on and on and on and on. And unfortunately, the victims have not been given so much media coverage within Nigeria, unfortunately. And because of this media blackout, they found a way to get the international community to listen to their cries. This is why we are here. And I want to think, I want to believe that this is an opportunity for Nigeria to do the right thing once and for all. Because Nigeria, what we are seeing is a replay of what has happened before in Sudan. It's the same framework. And how did we get here?
All right, before we get to how we got here, I mean, you raised an interesting but quite unpopular angle to that conversation. For you, you said this is more of an ethnic issue than religious. So you also lead an organization that emphasizes Yoruba self-determination and cultural preservation. So how does the
Yoruba self-preservation, not self-determination, self-preservation.
I do apologize. And cultural preservation. All right then. So how do you view the broader question of Nigeria's unity and the reputation abroad, being a diasporan?
Okay. Unity, there are two ways in which you can achieve unity. Unity can either be negotiated or unity can either be enforced. And unity occurs where there is social justice, equity, and dignity to human lives. For so many years, Nigeria has been trying to force unity. That was what we've seen with different military junta. Now we are in a democracy, and we have the opportunity to properly negotiate our unity. Now, what do I mean by negotiating our unity? Negotiating our unity in the sense that we come to the round table and properly define the Nigerian question. What are we? Are we an Islamic country? Are we a Christian country? Are we a secular country? Are we an atheist country? Are we a capitalist country? Are we a socialist country? What kind of constitution do we have? Are we a unitarist country or are we a truly federal country? These are the questions that Nigeria has not been able to properly ask. That is why the call for restructuring has become a political slogan every election cycle. And that is why many of us call ourselves Awoists. Because according to late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, he proposed the ethno-linguistic, that the permanent solution to these killings in the core north. He prophesied it, he saw it, that the issue of one monolithic north is a mirage, is false. The people of the Middle Belt, people that have been at the epicenter, the victims of this genocide, they've been fighting to have their own political, to self-determine within the Nigerian Federation. In 1961, there was a riot called the Thief Riot. Some people call it the Thief Genocide, or some people also call it the Middle Belt Genocide. So that's why we say that history is so important.
All right.
This did not start today. So the solution to this is ethno-linguistic federalism. We need to understand that we can all be one happy family within a federal Nigeria where everybody know their boundary. But as it is a free-for-all, and there are clashes,
all right, then.
And it has led to the loss of lives. Yeah.
So it was important to bring this conversation back home, beyond whatever perception is out there, because, speaking the truth to ourselves, Nigeria continues to face, security challenges from Boko Haram to banditry and communal violence, which you had, highlighted before now. Do you think the root causes of these issues are being addressed adequately?
The root causes are not being addressed because we are not ready to answer the Nigerian question.
Is it really about the Nigerian question? Is that a solution?
The Nigerian question. It is the Nigerian question. Now, I'm going to explain further. In 1999, some 12 northern states unilaterally adopted state religion in a supposedly secular country, which is against the spirit of the Nigerian constitution. They adopted Islam, Sharia law. And between 1999 and 2003, thousands of people were killed because of riots that took place in heterogeneous states where there were considerable population of indigenous Christians. States like Kaduna, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, Adamawa, Southern Borno. And this was what happened. Till now, those who lost their life in these riots have not gotten justice. And this is why we are asking a question. Is Nigeria actually a secular country? Why should any part of this country adopt state religion? That's number one. Number two, that was the beginning. Before this time, there was nothing like Boko Haram. There was nothing like Boko Haram in Nigeria. Before 1990, before the adoption of Sharia law. Now, after that, what happened? In 2009, chaos started in Borno, and that was how Boko Haram emerged. Now, what was Boko Haram saying? Boko Haram was saying they prefer theocracy. They do not want to be governed by secular laws. Now, in 2009, it was just Boko Haram. As I'm speaking with you, we have Wula Wula, we have Lakurawa, we have JNIM, we have Ansaru, we have ICC SWAP, we have Boko Haram, almost 6 to 7 terrorist organizations that want theocracy within Nigeria.
So how then does the failure to protect communities now, feed into international perceptions of Nigeria as unsafe or unstable? And to further, what specific reforms or actions would your organization, Think Yoruba First, advocate for, to improve security and human rights?
Number one, the president needs to come out blazing. We don't need to paper over the cracks. In a state like Kaduna, where you have different ethnicities, almost 50-50 Muslim Christian population, Kaduna has no business adopting Sharia law. We need to tell ourselves the truth. It is a form of injustice. There's no way we are going to try and paper over the cracks. This thing will always come up again. Two, we need to look at what is happening across the Sahel. We've been having this conversation. Many people have not been talking about what is happening across the border, the countries surrounding Nigeria. All of a sudden, 30, 40 years ago, this ideology has been there, but it was not this chronic and widespread. It was not metastasizing across the Nigerian polity. If you look at Niger Republic, Mali, Burkina Faso, Central African Republic, Sudan, Chad, they are facing, Northern Benin Republic, they are facing the same problem. With some non-state actors taking up guns, killing Christians, wiping out Christian villages, and even killing moderate Muslims. This is what is happening. Okay. It's a systematic annihilation and destruction of indigenous people. I'm coming. It is also very true that there are many IDP camps across Nigeria where millions of Nigeria are. They've been chased from their homeland for the past 10 years. I'm not talking about Boko Haram victims. I'm talking about people from Plateau, Benue, Taraba, Southern Borno, Southern Kaduna, that has been chased for their homeland, and they do not even have any hope of returning to their homeland. And they are all within Nigeria. Now, these NGOs have been the ones feeding them, taking care of them. And that is why this information is getting into the global community. So for Nigeria to actually be able to solve this problem, we need to seal our borders. The foreign ideology, fundamentalist ideology, that is trying to propagate puritanical Islamism, that has radicalized many young Nigerians, where they've taken up arms against Nigerian states. We need to seal our borders. If not, we are going to have a massive spillover. And that spillover is what we are currently facing. The third solution. Nigeria needs to properly, we need to have state police. The centralized security architecture cannot secure the lives of Nigerians. If you look at the map of Nigeria, there's so many ungoverned spaces. So many ungoverned spaces. And if you look at it, our security architecture is so overstretched. The Nigerian military is at war in the northwest. The Nigerian military is at war in the northeast. The Nigerian military is at war in the middle belt. The Nigerian military is at war in the southwest, in the southeast.
All right, Mr. Bolarinwa. Again, you know, we don't know what you said right now. How practical is it for Nigeria to have, you know, a development path that differs significantly from Western models of governance? And also looking ahead, what steps do you think or do you believe Nigeria must take to rebuild international confidence and ensure that it's never again labeled a country of particular concern? Do you think restructuring or regional autonomy could be part of that solution? And also, what role can civil society and culture organizations like yours play in that process? Because we cannot definitely leave everything to government.
Thank you very much. A few weeks ago, our organization went to Kwara State, to Ifelodun local government, the scene where scores of Yoruba people were killed by bandits. I don't want to mention it, but bandits of Fulani extractions. We gave them many food aids, medicine, and unfortunately, they told us they've not even gotten any government intervention as regards to basic palliatives to give people that have been chased from their homes. Now, these are the kind of things we do all across flashpoints from Kwara to Kogi. And we've also tried as much as possible engage different stakeholders within Southwest and the Yoruba-speaking states, Kogi and Kwara, in Nigeria, in order to tell them, look, there needs to be state police. The way the federal government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was able to quickly find a solution to the VAT issue and the tax issues should be the way it should work hard on and quickly rejig the security architecture. Let me quickly make my point. Because by doing these things, it is going to restore confidence, not just with the international community, but also with Nigerians, that yes, this government actually is trying to do something different from what has been, from what other administration has been doing. If not, we are going to come here in the next 10 years and still be having this conversation. God forbid.
All right then. And I mean, I also think the biggest question would be, what can ordinary citizens do to push for positive change from the grassroots level? But I'm sure we'll continue that conversation some other time. Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. Oladimeji Bolarinwa, President, Think Yoruba First Organization. Thank you so much for your time. Please have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's